Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for December 2023 for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're new to my channel, the reason I use the North Node in tarot readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what you're here to learn, experience in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant to your everyday life and in readings than your sun, moon, or ascendant sign. And remember, you are going to want to watch two videos, one for your north node by sign and one for your north node by house. So with that, I'm going to connect to the energies and then we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides, guardians, and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, and that may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. This is going to be your December 2023 Tarotscope reading for the first half of December. Okay, so the spread represents the first half of December. And the card that popped out for you is the Seven of Swords. And the situation I feel that's going to transpire this first 2 weeks is really interesting because it's a situation that's trying to push you into your North Node more in Capricorn or the 10th house, push you more into success, but also into like standing up for yourself, setting boundaries and whatnot. And it could be a situation that could trigger you in some way. With this Seven of Swords, I think that there's going to be something that is going to affect you on the mental and emotional level, and it's going to be something that could be a little bit, kind of uncomfortable. It's almost like um, when someone kind of taking away something from you, or maybe like kind of maybe like downgrading you a bit, and it's not going to feel right, or something you feel like has been taken from you, like it could be like you know your dignity or something to that effect. And even on a small scale, the reason this is happening is this is trying to kickstart you into setting boundaries in your life. It's almost like toughening up. Remember, your North Node in Capricorn, you have a South Node in Cancer, okay, or either the 10th house Capricorn or 4th house, and you can think of Capricorn Cancer as like tough and tender, tough and tender, okay? And it's like we need them. We need both in balance. And people that have this North Node, I happen to have a similar. I've got my North Node in Cancer, okay, South Node in Capricorn. But it's a balancing of tough and tender in your life. You don't want to be too tough and cold because if you go too far into the Capricorn side, it's like you're cold-hearted and nothing bothers you because you block all your feelings. But you don't want to go too far and stay in the Cancer side, which is like you're too touchy-feely. It's this balance. And so I feel like what's happening here is it's something that's triggering you, and it could be, I feel like it's going to come in a relationship. Now you've got the Two of Cups here. Before I get into the other timeline card, so this could be a romantic relationship. It could be a family relationship. It could be a friend relationship or a work relationship. Okay. But it's or a business partnership, some sort of relationship in your life. Okay. Is where this is going to happen. And it's going to be something that, it's like not going to feel great, and you're going to need to, and it's happening because you're going to need and want to respond to what this is happening. Now, I feel that this is going to, as a heads up, I feel like Your second card in the timeline is the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this is going to be an actual person. Obviously it's going to be a person that's in a relationship with you, but I think that this person is probably going to be um, a Earth sign, or have that heavily within their chart. It could even be like a South Node Earth sign, or a Sun, but it has this energy. So the Earth signs are Virgo, they are a Capricorn, and Taurus, right? So that I feel that energy, and it could be a female, or it doesn't necessarily have to be any gender. A couple things about the Queen card here, and I'll get into. Everyone that watches my videos knows the King, Queen, Page, and Knight cards are what we call the court cards. And they can represent actual people in our lives in the situations, or they can be energies. Okay, so in this case, this is, I feel, an actual person, but they also are not gender or sex specific. Okay, so it could be a queen could represent a male or any gender, and vice versa. Okay, a queen could represent, but I am getting a queen energy. I'm getting like a female energy that this is going to uh, you know involve. Okay, but as I said, it could either be a male or a female. Um, Now, when this happens, whatever the situation is, it could be a disagreement, it could be you're triggered by something. As I said, I feel like something is being taken away. Maybe you're being downgraded in some way, and you don't feel like you were respected, or whatever it is. Whatever the situation is, here's what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to handle this with a certain amount of emotional toughness. And that's what this Ace of Cups is saying, is that the difference between, in order to have the difference between Capricorn and Cancer is, as I said, tender and tough. But when you get beyond that, you have the best of both worlds. And what's really happening here is that the way you're going to get to the other side of this is through toughness while you're keeping your tenderness. And I'll explain it more in just in a second here. So your advice cards are, you've got the King of Wands reversed, and you've got the Sun card. Now, the King of Wands is saying about not getting triggered by this. You're going to get triggered, but I mean, not letting it make you act or react in a way that is disempowering to you. So the way you want to handle it is, you want to handle it in, you may need to set boundaries with this person or situation. You may need to stick up for yourself in this. You may need to stand your ground and to get your point across. And I feel like when you do that, you're going to see that the situation that the person most likely will understand. Even if they don't understand right away, they will understand. But really what this is saying is, whatever this is triggering, whatever is triggering you, you don't want to act or react in the way that you always have in the past. So that's really all you have to remember. When this situation arises and there's this whatever kind of a disagreement with this earth sign person, just stop and think and say, wait a minute, okay, what is my first impulse? Okay, just question your first impulse. Just say, maybe your first impulse is just to get really mad and like, I'm not going to talk to them for a week, or whatever it is. Maybe think of a different approach, is what this is saying. And the different approach is, maybe you just need to sit down calmly and, explain where it is you are coming from. And this is where we're getting into the Ace of Cups and the tenderness and toughness. Is your superpower is your emotional intelligence. Okay. So let's just say we're going to give a scenario. Let's say that you're having a disagreement with whoever this is, this relationship. Okay. And you you might get mad, you might get upset, you might get hurt and all of that. That's not a problem. But the way you handle it is, instead of doing something that you might have always done, which is, as I said, maybe not speak to them for a week or 2 weeks, or, you know, blow up at them, or just like whatever it is, or just like cry. And then, what you want to do is walk up to them. And so let's say that they said or did something that wasn't, that you didn't like. And you say to them calmly, this is like emotional intelligence, you know, just to let you know, when you did that, um, that didn't make me feel great. And, I think I treat you pretty well, and I think I treat you with respect. And that really hurt me. And I think that that's really a sign of, disrespect, or, this is just off the top of my head. But what you're doing that is toughness right there. And that's toughness and tenderness together in one. You're cool, you're calm, and yes, you still are upset. That's okay. It's also, but you are explaining, and you are using that in emotional intelligence, and really explaining, like, I think I treat you pretty well. Do you think I really deserve that? And they might fly off the handle a little bit more. You just keep your calm, okay? But what you're doing here, the reason this is the Ace of Cups, is your superpower is your emotions. Okay. You've already mastered that. Now it's time to get tough. So how do you be tough and tender? You walk up, you're opening up your heart. You're saying, and it's setting boundaries. Like, you say, like, I'm not going to put up with that. I won't be treated that way. And you're sharing your true feelings. Okay. And at the same time, you're being tough. You're not just getting mad and going, like, you want to do something different than you always have. When you do this, and if you can do this will be a huge win in your life, because you don't have to, when you go into Capricorn North Node, or North Node in the 10th house, you don't have to become a jerk. Okay. You do have to kind of get tough in your life. You want to, like, that this is a lifetime to get tough. You already have the beautiful emotions and all of that from your South Node. Okay. And the tenderness, but it's time to get tough, but you don't have to be a jerk. And it's very powerful when you do that. When you just sit there and you can look at a person in the eye, and you could, explain your feelings and how you feel and why that's not right. It's very, very powerful. And that's what this is saying. And what's going along with this too is your last card, of your advice cards, the Sun card. This is telling me in your reading a couple of things. Number one, it's telling me is that you are you're able to keep your beautiful tender side, and you don't have to shut it off or be cold, but you're also empowering yourself. So this is a card of empowerment also, okay? The other thing, that the last thing is that this is a card of success. And when this situation comes up, if you can handle it with toughness and tenderness and straightforwardness, with emotional intelligence, it's going to be a huge win in your life. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, because we all have our natural tendencies and we have natural patterns of being. I'm not going to say it's easy, but if you can remember what I'm saying, and if you can, like, approach this in a different way, you're gonna see it's gonna work out, okay? But you're gonna be triggered and want to go into old patterns. Just stop and remember, share your heart, be tough but tender, and just get right to the point. And that is setting boundaries in a very, very emotionally intelligent way. Okay, so yeah, very, very powerful 2 weeks. If this is resonating with you, and if whatever that transpires, please reach out to me in the comments after the next 2 weeks and like let me know how this works out. I'm curious because a lot of times people tell me how the things have played out in their lives, and I'm fascinated by it because it happens like differently for each person. But this overall energy is for all of you that are watching this reading, okay? And it'll happen in different ways, and in different capacities. But anyway, yeah, I would love to hear that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life that you would like answers for, or situations that you would like looked at in your life and would like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I can look at where your timeline has been, why certain things have happened the way they have, and where I see it going in the future, click in my website down below in the description box, and would love to give you more information and help you out. But again, thank you so much for watching. Go make it a great month. Be strong. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.